This is going to sound insane, but in ancient Egypt, women who thought they might be pregnant had to pee on grain seeds. Yes, not a stick, not a strip, not a fancy digital device, actual bags of barley and wheat. If either bag started sprouting, congratulations, you were pregnant. And here's the kicker. They even claimed they could predict the baby's gender. Barley sprouts first? It's a boy. Wheat sprouts first? It's a girl. Sounds like something out of a farmer's almanac, right? But hold on, here's the crazy part. Modern science has tested this method and found out that it was about 70% accurate. So, today, we're going on a wild ride through ancient Egyptian science, strange medical history, and just how much pee people have used to figure out if a baby was on the way. It's around 1350 BCE, ancient Egypt. A woman suspects she might be pregnant. There are no doctors with ultrasounds, no pharmacies selling tests. What does she do? She turns to the local healers who give her 2 cloth bags, one filled with barley, one filled with wheat. And then they say, urinate in both every day and we'll watch what happens. We have this written down on a medical papyrus, the Papyrus Carlsberg, an ancient Egyptian text that actually lists this as a standard pregnancy test. Now think about it. That means this was common knowledge. People trusted this method enough that it was documented and passed down. For a society that built pyramids with perfect geometry and tracked the stars with insane precision, this was science to them. And honestly, it was pretty clever. Because what they were actually doing, without knowing it, was running an early bioassay, basically using biology to test for a condition. And here's where it gets interesting. They didn't just stop at pregnancy. They thought they could go one step further: gender prediction. Barley sprouting first meant a boy. Wheat sprouting first meant a girl. Now, gender prediction? Totally wrong. But pregnancy detection? Shockingly accurate. So how accurate could something so simple really be? In the 1960s, researchers decided to find out. They repeated the experiment with groups of women, some pregnant, some not. And they tracked whether the barley and wheat seeds sprouted. The result? Around 70% accuracy. That's not perfect, but remember, this is 3,000 years before pregnancy tests as we know them. So why did it work? The answer: hormones, specifically estrogen, which pregnant women produce in much higher amounts. Estrogen can actually stimulate plant cell division and speed up germination. So when the women were pregnant, their urine literally gave the seeds a chemical boost. Mind blown. Imagine being an ancient Egyptian healer, seeing this happen day after day. You'd be convinced you had some mystical, divine way to read the future. And here's a fun thought experiment. Imagine someone today trying this at home as a TikTok challenge. Day 4 of peeing on my barley plant. Let's see if it sprouts. Would go viral in 10 seconds. But as clever as this method was, it still had its flaws. For starters, sprouting takes days, so you wouldn't get your answer immediately. And, of course, there was the small detail of peeing on your crops. Not exactly Instagram aesthetic. Plus that gender prediction thing. Total nonsense, no correlation at all. But the fact that this worked most of the time shows just how observant and innovative ancient Egyptians were. And now we're ready for Act 3, where we look at how pregnancy tests evolved from bags of barley to the little plastic sticks we have today. After ancient Egypt, different cultures tried their own strange methods. The Greeks, for example, thought you could test pregnancy by making a woman drink honey water and then see how quickly she vomited. Medieval doctors had their own bizarre ideas too, like looking at the color of urine in a glass vial under sunlight to read the body as secrets. But it wasn't until the 20th century that scientists discovered HCG, the hormone that skyrockets during pregnancy. The same hormone behind that seed-sprouting miracle in Egypt. This led to the famous mouse, rabbit, and frog tests of the 1930s, 1960s, and eventually the invention of the first home pregnancy test in 1977. Today, you can pee on a stick and get your answer in minutes. No seeds, no frogs, no waiting. But in a way, that little stick is a direct descendant of the barley and wheat bags from ancient Egypt. They were doing science before science even had a name, and that is mind-blowingly cool. So, the next time you see a pregnancy test at the pharmacy, think about how far we've come, from sprouting seeds in the desert to high-tech sticks with digital readouts. It's a reminder that curiosity has always driven humans to find answers, no matter how weird the experiment. If you loved this strange piece of history, make sure to hit like and subscribe, because we've got plenty more fascinating, weird, and slightly gross stories from the past coming your way. And let me know in the comments, would you have trusted the barley and wheat test, or just waited 9 months to find out?